Good morning. So today I'm going to talk about food crop production, MMK25402, and we are going to conduct a presentation. Me, myself, Varshini, and my group mate is Vaishnavi. So this is my question. The first one is, a vegetable farm operation involves a series of management practices aimed at producing healthy and high quality crops efficiently and sustainably. These practices include proper land preparation and application of suitable soil amendments, okay, to actually improve the soil fertility, structure, effective irrigation management to ensure adequate water supply for the crop growth. So the first question, mine, a vegetable farm uses multiple irrigation water sources, including river water, groundwater, harvested rainwater to support crop production. As an agricultural consultant team, evaluate the suitability and potential risk of each water source, and then propose good agriculture practices to ensure irrigation water quality, protect public health, and minimize environmental impact. So I'm going to talk more about the water sources. So briefly, what is good agricultural practices? GAP. It comes under soil management, the way we take care of the soil. Okay, water management, the irrigation systems and the water sources used. For crop protection, use integrated pest management IPM to actually control the population of pests for a healthy crop growth and to monitor crops regularly for pests and diseases so we can actually take any control systems or we can take any steps to prevent it from rotting, okay, like disease or pest. And then environmental management, worker health and safety. Worker health and safety is actually very important. Okay, for example, workers should wear protective clothing like gloves, boot, and everything, and then provide clean drinking water and sanitation facilities for the workers to ensure their health, safety. And then record keeping and traceability. Okay, we have to record the irrigation schedules, the water quality testing to make sure a quality system is going on. Okay, and then to keep records of fertilizers and pesticide applicators. Okay, so the water quality that we actually use for irrigation is very important. Okay, in vegetable farming because it's going to affect the crop growth, soil quality, food safety, public health, and environment. It has a lot of factors. Okay, because we're going to consume it as human. The farm uses three main water sources, which are river water, groundwater, and harvested rainwater. So each source actually has its own advantage, has its disadvantage, risk, and management practice under good agricultural practices. So first we are going to talk about river water. The suitability of river water for vegetable crop farming, it's easily available. Okay, and suitable for large scale irrigation, for large scale farming and everything. It's suitable to use river water. It contains natural nutrients that actually support the plant growth. Okay, it contains nutrients that's needed by the plant. It's cost effective source for vegetable farm. Okay, you don't have to spend a lot for the irrigation because you're using river water. And the potential risk, it may actually contain pesticide, fertilizers, or industrial waste and sewage contamination. Okay, because some people may actually dump the industrial waste into river. It may contain any kind of harmful chemicals that's not suitable for the plant. And then high risk of microbial contamination, such as E. coli and Salmonella. So this one we have to be very careful because as human when we consume it we can actually get disease because of this. And the water quality changes during heavy rainfall and flooding. Okay, so during normal time and during flooding and heavy rainfall time the water quality of the river changes. So the farmer needs to know when to actually take the river water and how to use it. Okay, so from this we can talk about the GAP recommendations. They have to conduct regular water quality testing. Okay, they have to ensure the water quality is suitable before using it for the crop. And then avoid irrigation using polluted river water near harvesting period. Okay, we cannot use river water in the polluted river, which means we have to prevent it. Okay, we cannot take the water from polluted river. And install filtration and sedimentation systems before use. We have to make sure the water is suitable to use. Okay, so you have to filter the water, you have to go through some processes, sedimentation before using it for the vegetable crop. And then maintain buffer zones between farm and river banks. Okay, we can also use drip irrigation to reduce direct contact with edible plants. Okay, because we are not going to pour it directly, so the plant, the shoots and everything won't be affected. So we are using drip irrigation only for the soil if there is any contamination and stuff. Now we are going to talk about groundwater. The suitability, groundwater is usually cleaner and more stable in quality. Okay, the quality doesn't change because of rainfall or anything. Lower risk of microbial contamination. It is a reliable source during dry seasons because during dry seasons, the groundwater is always going to be there. Potential risk, it may contain high salt or heavy metals. Okay, the groundwater actually contains high sodium or heavy metals. Uh, Excessive groundwater extraction may reduce water table levels, which is not good for the environment. Possible contamination from nearby agricultural chemicals, because agricultural chemicals we focus on the soil and not the upper level. So if it is near agricultural chemicals or anything, it may actually affect the groundwater quality. Okay, because the chemicals might go into the water. Some GAP recommendations: test groundwater for salinity, nitrate, and heavy metal levels. Make sure you test all these three before using it for the vegetable crop production or plantation. You have to use water efficiently to avoid over extraction. Okay, prevent extracting water overly from the ground. Do not depend straight to the groundwater. You have to you have to use it efficiently and sustainably. Protect wells from contamination by covering and maintaining them properly. If there is any kind of well, we can cover it, okay, to prevent any kind of contamination or pollution, water pollution. And we have to apply fertilizers carefully to reduce leaching into groundwater. This is a very important step. Fertilizers shouldn't be applied straight. We do have certain steps to prevent the pollution of groundwater because groundwater is very pure. So this is the last water source, which is harvested rainwater. For the suitability, it's environmentally friendly and sustainable because we can get it always. Okay, if there's rain, we can just go and take the water. Reduces dependence on natural water bodies and groundwater. Okay, because we don't have to depend on any other water sources. Usually low in dissolved salts, which means there's no salt content usually in the rainwater. The potential risk: storage tanks may become breeding grounds for mosquitoes and algae, which is not good because sometimes when we want to store the rainwater, when we're going to put the container in, it might be a place for the breeding of mosquitoes and algae, which will actually affect the human health. And then contamination from dirty rooftops or storage systems. Because if the water goes through the dirty rooftop, it may actually have contamination. For example, animal manure, so any kind of branches and everything, which is not it's not clean. Okay, and then limited supply during dry weather. During dry weather, the rainfall would be very low, and we couldn't actually get any kind of rainfall sources. Okay, harvested rainfall or rainwater. And then GAP recommendations: clean rooftops, gutters, and storage tanks regularly. Make sure if you're going to if you're going to harvest rainwater, make sure the storage tank, the rooftop, and everything is clean. Cover storage tanks to prevent contamination and mosquito breeding, which is going to affect the human health. Use filtration system before irrigation. This is very important because even if there is any kind of dirt or any kind of um, dirt going on, we can actually filter it before using it for irrigation, and do not use it straight away for irrigation, which might not be as safe. Combine rainwater harvesting with other water sources for continuous supply. Okay, because during dry weather, if the rainwater is not enough, we can actually combine it with other source supply. So in all these three, we can conduct a conclusion. Okay, so for overall good agricultural practices, GAP, you have to monitor the irrigation water regularly, the water quality. Okay, sustainable farming, you have to improvise on sustainable farming, prevent contamination from livestock or chemicals, use efficient irrigation method like drip irrigation, train workers on safe water handling practices to prevent contamination or pollution, maintain proper farm sanitation and drainage system, record all water testing and irrigation activities. So the conclusion, each irrigation water source actually have their own benefits and risks. River water is affordable but highly exposed to contamination. Groundwater is reliable but may contain salt or heavy metal, while harvested rainwater is sustainable but requires proper storage management. So by applying good agricultural practices, farmer can maintain irrigation water quality, protect public health, and reduce environmental impacts while producing safe and healthy vegetables without affecting the human health and by implying the sustainable practices.
Hi, my name is Vaishwi Ganapati Rao and my metric card number is 24132420. And the question given for me is recommend 5 suitable soil amendments that can be applied to improve soil quality and support safe crop production while complying with GAP, restock public health and the environment. While talking about soil, amendments are material added to soil to improve the soil fertility, structure, water retention, and also the crop productivity. And also proper use of soil amendments under good agriculture practice, which is GAP, helps produce safe vegetables while protecting public health and the environment. So when it comes to soil amendments, the first thing is compost. The benefits of the compost are improved soil structure and also water holding capacity. It can hold water more than the usual one and also adds organic matter and nutrients. And third one is encouraging beneficial microorganisms. It also have gap considerations, which is usefully compost only and also avoid compost contaminate with plastic or harmful pathogens for the crop production. The second one is animal manure, which is well composed. The benefits of the animal manures are supply nitrogen, phosphorus, and also potassium. Improve soil fertility naturally by supplies NPK, and gap consideration for the animal manures must be properly composed before application and also avoid fresh manure near harvesting time to reduce pathogens and contaminations. And the third one is lime. Benefits of the limes are reduce soil acidity, improve nutrient availability for crops, and enhance soil microbial activity. And the gap consideration for the lime is apply according to soil pH testing result and avoid excessive application because that may damage your crop and also the soil balance. The fourth soil amendment is biochar. The benefits of the biochar is improve soil moisture retention, enhance nutrient holding capacity, reduce nutrient leaching into the environment. And the good agriculture practice consideration is use clean and uncontaminated biochar materials. Apply in suitable counts to avoid soil imbalance. And if you are using a small crop, you have to use the small quantity of biochar. You have to know the suitable amounts for the crop. And the fifth one is green manure, or we can also call as cover crops, which the benefits are increase soil organic matter, prevent soil erosion, improve soil fertility naturally. And the good agriculture practice for consideration is select suitable crop species and properly manage decomposition before planting a vegetable. Application of organic farming use compost and natural fertilizer. Natural fertilizer are like food waste that we can take from the food waste and we can use this as an organic fertilizer, that's also called as natural fertilizer. And the second one is reduce synthetic chemical usage. For an example, reduce chemical fertilizers. And the third one is practice crop rotation. We have to use the rotate crop like we used to um, plant a crop here, and we have to remove that and or exchange the crop to others opposite side. And they use biological pest control, which use can also made from food waste. For an example, you can use with garlic and spinach. And fifth one is maintain soil fertility nature. So, for the good agriculture practice, soil amendments such as compost, well compost manure, lime, biochar, and green manure can improve soil quality and also support soil healthy vegetable production. Proper management following good agriculture practice ensure food safety, protects public health, and minimize environmental pollution while maintaining sustainable agriculture. Thank you.